we're going to do a roadmap together. And thank you for listening to the story that I was telling you how I got the lessons without the scars. So we're going to, number one, plan your rollout calendar. How many weeks you're going to spend building up the hype and how many weeks driving traffic. We're going to tap into what soulful storytelling really means. And so that you can use cultural conversation to speak to your perfect target audience. We are going to tap into the person over the genre. So instead of finding R&B fans, we're going to find heartbreak fans. Or not fans, but people who've been through a heartbreak, for example. Then number three, we can use innovative content ideas that are proven mechanics to work every single time. And then we're going to use cliffhangers and call to actions to get people to vibe with your content more. I'm going to explain everything. Just sit tight and keep your pen and paper handy. So I give away a free download and you can get it on allabouthelping.co.uk. And it's an Excel kind of Google sheet. And what you do is you pick your release date. So you think, when do I want to put this out? So you pick a date that could be 1 to 2 months ahead from now. And my system calculates backwards when you need to announce it and when you need to start the pre-marketing. So in this example, if 29th January was the release date, you would announce it on the 7th of Jan, right? Then you would pre-market it from the 8th till the 28th. On the 29th, you would release it. And from the 30th to the 18th of February, you would post-market it. Clear, right? Then the system creates your suggested next release date. It calculates another 6 weeks ahead plus 2 weeks content filming time. So it would suggest 26th March as your next release date. So therefore, you have between the 18th of February until the 4th of March to film all your content. 4th of March you announce, and the same process continues and continues and continues. You could plan out your whole EP and the remixes and any features you're doing just using this document. And I gave it to you for free. You're welcome. So make sure you grab that. The other thing that comes with it is a content calendar, another Google Sheet that you know exactly what you're posting every single day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I've put in a placeholder for ideas that I recommend, but you can wipe that clean and do it yourself. I want to make this clear. You do not need to request access to my master documents. You click File, make a copy, and you clone a version into your Google Drive. No one gets to overwrite my master documents. The next thing I ask most of my clients to do, and I do this for them, is create a shot day list. So we plan 4 or 5 locations, like somewhere in London, somewhere on a beach, in a music studio, in a car park, in a train station. We write out all the TikToks and the reels that we have found online that we want to replicate at this train station, at this car park. And the best way to do this is to, while you're scrolling, bookmark all your favorite videos. Go to your favorite rapper, your favorite singer, watch all their content and bookmark the ones you like. You can go to my playbook, which I'm going to show you in a minute. You can find all the content filmed in a car. And you can watch all of the car videos and see which ones, car park videos, should I say, which ones you like the most. And this is the system how, I'm just going to play this video again, how you make a shot day list of all the videos that I've found from this location. Here's how I want to replicate them. That's the second step in your planning process. The third step is when you've got all that content, I want you to watch it all back. And on your desktop, create 2 folders. One for pre-marketing, which is going to have your instrumentals and your verse content in there. And one for post-marketing, which is going to have all your choruses. Within those folders, you need another 3 folders. Week 1, week 2, and week 3. So it's going to be so crystal clear what you should edit first. The content that needs to be posted first. So you start with the pre-marketing week 1 content. Then week 2 of verse 1. And then week 3, which could be your pre-chorus. So it's going to help your video editing. If you need help editing all your content, I do have an agency where we can edit the content for you, build your content calendar for you, run your ads for you, and even give you an order in which to post all the content. If you want to find out more from that, head to the link in the description below. It's called the Artist Growth Engine. Something I'm very excited about for someone who wants to scale from about 30,000 up to 80,000 streams per song. I mentioned that content calendar a second ago, but one of my favorite things I've built in here is a tracker for post readiness. So you can mark if the content needs filming still. So you need to get your act together and film it. Once you've filmed it, if it needs editing, you change the status to the red one. If you've edited the video but you haven't written the writing on it, that's called a headline. If you need to write the headline on it. For the artists inside my community, they get to show me their content every single Monday in our group coaching calls. And so if something needs feedback for me, people highlight it red. Then on the call, I give them live feedback, and they know they need to re-edit with my feedback. Maybe the subtitles were too low. Maybe the beginning needed more of a hook. Maybe they should have like trimmed some of the stagnant footage, and I give them feedback. And if you're not part of my community, then you don't need to get feedback from me. So you just have filming, editing, headlining ready to post. The next thing I'm going to tell you is about that soulful storytelling that I mentioned. And I wrote a ChatGPT prompt that I want to just give you if you're going to write this down. Okay. So what this is to do is, you know, that POV text that goes above your head when you are creating a TikTok or a reel. This is how to write that POV text from the heart and use the right messaging that speaks to your perfect audience. So it begins with something very simple like this. I have written a song called Title, and I need help summarizing what it's about and the key messages / talking points. To me, Title is about, type in 3 or 4 sentences what your song is about. And so then I will show you this video, what it can do for you. So this is a real example from a client. I wrote a song called Fade Away. Fade Away is about a relationship that is slowly breaking apart. And as each partner is owning up to the mistakes they made, the glue that held them together is fizzing out because the traction from the beginning eventually fades away. And you need a strong foundation to stick together. And so here are the key messages about the fragility of attraction, the acknowledgement of mistakes, the need for a deeper foundation. And so then I get my artist to copy the second part, saying, here are some examples that I love of headlines. Write me headlines like this. And then it starts crafting headlines for you. But these are like a 6 out of 10. These are okay. Now you need a modifier. I'm going to go fast here. The modifier is like, these are good, but they're a bit too corny. Make them more authentic. These are very formal. Make them more conversational. And you start making it even easier to talk about your song. Right? But actually, if you look at these, it's pretty accurate. So this song's about the slow, painful end, not the breakup itself. Right? When you're both apologizing, but the glue holding you together is gone. I wrote a song about how love dies slowly, piece by piece. You're not speaking to an R&B audience anymore. You're speaking to someone who has been through this experience and they recognize what it feels like. You're speaking to the culture. And so what that did is allow this artist to use my viral playbook and find ideas that she wanted to try. And then in doing so, she used this headline tactic to speak to the culture. So she did, in the entertaining category, she said, singing along with my flatmate who knows all the words. Right? She said, when you think your song is terrible, but your sound engineer says, trust me. She did educational content of like which artist sang it best. And she had the featuring artist and her sing one line each, and the fans started to vote. Right? Then she said, secretly filming my engineer's reaction, unveiling the EP track listing. These were all ideas she took from the playbook. And there were 250 plus ideas to choose from. And I'm constantly adding at least 10 to 15 new ones every single month. And lastly, you have cliffhangers and call to action. So with your videos, I don't like to give away the full chorus or the full verse. What that does is creates a satisfactory ending to the piece of content that the user feels, nice, I saw this, I feel good. What you want to do is end the video in a really strange, abrupt location. So they're like, wait, that's the end? And I have to go to Spotify to get my full fill of the experience of the song. And you use call to actions to find out, like, if there's a part of the music video and something crazy is about to happen, you say, head to youtube.com/artist name to find out what happens. Yep. You know how so many videos in the 90s ended with to be continued and they never continued them? Think about Busta Rhymes and Mariah Carey, think about Michael Jackson, so many, Jennifer Lopez, so many videos They thought they would make a part 2 to that music video, and fans were gripped to find out what would happen, but they never ended up releasing it. That's what you can do with your content as well. Create cliffhangers and call to actions like subscribe on YouTube to find out what happens next. And so that's the end of this training video, but everything I've explained can be broken down inside this book, 0 to 10,000 plays in 60 days. You're going to learn how to do every single part of this process, how to film and plan all your content, how to do a pre-marketing campaign, what posts to use, what content and what captions to go for, all those ChatGPT scripts, the playbook, everything I've explained can be found in the book or in the upgrades on the website. What to post on release day, what to post when your song is out. I've included all the details. If this video was helpful, I want you to subscribe and show your support on this channel by leaving a comment. I drop weekly trainings how you can level up as an artist. I'm giving the best social media advice and music marketing coaching that the world has ever seen. I want this to be better free content than any other guru that you follow. So if you're ready to make your next song release your best release ever, I can't wait to work together.